to the right. There we go. Now we're hot. Now we got the yoga channel up. We're here at Infinity Fellowship. You thought we had technical difficulties, but it was just a warm up for Yoga Sunday. You all, I'm Reverend Jeff Obafemi-Carr. I am welcoming you to the Infinity Fellowship. This is Yoga Sunday. Every fourth Sunday is Yoga Sunday. And today we have a wonderful, flowing practice of energy that is going to be powered by a message that is continually in alignment with our series. And our series this month has been From Pieces to Prosperity. So look, I want you to go ahead and get your space ready. If you are on YouTube, if you are on Facebook, if you're on the second Facebook page, if you are on, yes, X, we're back on X. Did you know it? We're back on X, and we're now flowing on 4 platforms. Wherever you are, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, hit the heart button, hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube, hit the re-X button if you're on X. Wherever you are, share this live broadcast of your favorite spiritual community, because we are here to get you going, to get you flowing, and to get you knowing that your body and your mind aligns with your spirit. It's Yoga Sunday at Infinity Fellowship. Let's get started in a minute. We're going to put up a few slides so that you can go grab everything that you need to grab. Grab your bottle of water, grab your towel, grab your mat, clear your space on the floor, get your family together. And we want to welcome you to Infinity. Welcome home. Good morning, Infinity. We're so pleased to welcome you into Yoga Sunday today, Reverend Jeff Obafemi Carr. Great to have you with us. Great to see you saying hello in the chat. We're so excited that we're back in an expanded way, that we are now on all of our streaming platforms. It's been a great year. Yes, it's been a great year. It's one of those things. I think that I got stopped in the middle of a broadcast, so I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm going to go up here to say we've had some technical difficulties and we're going to work on trying to fix those. All right, good. Well, we're on the broadcast. So we're going to watch the broadcast. We're going to talk from the broadcast. And we're going to ask that you be patient with us in the space today as we continue to work through our technical difficulties. We're going to ask that you take a deep breath, inhale with us, and exhale. And we're just going to start Yoga Sunday from this position. We're going to start Yoga Sunday from a place of centering. And we're going to ask that you join with us in centering as we open the way. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and release it. Good. And don't worry, on the tech end here, we'll figure it out. It may be as simple as taking a light tissue and wiping the front lens of the camera, something like that. We've got a little bit of energy coming in, and that's what it is. So we're going to just go ahead and get into our meditative space as we're doing that. And also all of our other devices that absolutely may be on Wi-Fi are probably contributing to that too. So we're taking all the extra devices off the Wi-Fi as we normally do every Sunday to make sure that we're not pulling from the signal. So this is on our end. So we appreciate your patience as we work, as we grow in the infinity space. So take a deep breath again. And then exhale, let it go. Good. Close your eyes, bow your heads, open your hearts. As we tune into the God of our acceptance and understanding, we all go for a moment of affirmative prayer. We go for a perm that is covering all of us, a pouring of energy into realignment toward manifestation. And we ask that you join us in this sacred space. Limitless and abundant Creator, thank you for this opportunity to be today, to be in the space of the Infinity Fellowship, to be in the space of recognition of the good, to be in the space of recognition of the need to move our body, and not just the need, but the gift of being able to move our body to those who are moving at various levels, from the young to the elder, from the experienced and the advanced to the beginner and intermediate. Today is about putting the breath into the body. And so we thank those who have joined us. We thank those who have worked with us today, especially in our technical division. We give thanks as we grow in that area and as we are used to a certain level of growth and clarity. We give thanks that these areas are growing and that we're continuing to expand and train and bring in new people, and that we have a community around the globe that is focused on the spirit energy. So we're sending that energy in through the internet, out through the globe to everyone who may be connected, knowing that we all are indeed protected under this energy today. So for those who are new to Yoga Sunday, we give speaking words of grace and power over them right now. For those who have been here with us since we started almost 10 years ago, y'all, coming up, God, we give thanks that we are here gathered today, and may something be said or shared or expressed on this yoga mat that will remind us that we are indeed in alignment with you and that all things are working for the good. And so, for those who are on the path of healing, may they get a stretch in today that will provide that. Those of the people who are in pain, may we be able to work through carefully and cautiously that weakness leaving the body. And may we complete this day with a holistic spirit of love and light. And we give thanks for these things in advance. We breathe in together and exhale and release. We proclaim this as such, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. It is done, and so it is. Let us prepare our minds and our hearts for the pouring of libations. We are grateful to welcome you today for our Infinity Fellowship, and we're thankful that you have joined us wherever you may be in the world. We're so grateful that you are here to pour libations with us. As we pour this water today, it represents the living, because our bodies are mostly water. When we pour into the earth, y'all, we pour to represent what happens to these earthly bodies when we no longer need them. We call them earth suits at the Infinity Fellowship. This is the understanding that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. And as such, it's our responsibility to make sure that we connect this sacred cycle, we connect this sacred circuit, and that because of this connection, we find within us a protection. We know that the ancestors are the wind beneath our wings. So in this moment, those of you who have people you'd like to recognize, of course, in the chat box, we invite you to type a name. Those of you who like to recognize by just speaking aloud the names of those ancestors, the names of those folks who you remember, whether they are in your blood lineage or they are people who have transitioned to life after life from your neighborhood or community group, whatever it may be, we want to recognize them with the pouring of the water. Of course, when we pour, we use the Yoruba word ashe. Say that with me at home, ashe. All right, which means, and so it is. It is a proclamation of, and so it is. It is a proclamation of power. It is a word of powerful essence. And so because of this, we proclaim this around the world and therefore unite us all together. So as we prepare, we want to make sure that we recognize a couple of folks, some people who have been a part of our journeys collectively, whether that's locally or nationally, but there are people who we want to bring into this vibratory space. One of them comes from one of the great musical clans that dominated the airwaves over the last, 50, 60 years or so, probably. But a family that has given a lot to the world of pop culture. And we always knew this brother by the cap and the leadership that he put into the Jackson family. But of course, our brother Tito Jackson, Ashe. Pour that energy for brother Tito. We used to know. We were little boys and we knew who Tito was. Tito was so cool. I think Tito used to wear his name on his hat or something like that. Tito used to always, he was cool. But we send that energy to the Jackson clan. And of course, giving so much to the world in terms of music and culture. And here in the local community of Nashville, one of our community elders has transitioned to the space of life after life. A woman who spent a lot of time in politics, being the first, as they say in this day and age, woman of color, to actually move and advance things through the Democratic Party, through community, moving things forward in a powerful way, who always we will be remembered as someone who is strong and powerful and was a role model for so many of us. When I first started doing a newspaper in the 90s, when I was a protester at Tennessee State University, a student government president, this classy woman would show up and always offer instruction and always offer guidance. And is pleased to say that she lived to see 99 years. So 99 years for Sister Inez Crutchfield, Ashe. Many in the Nashville community know her, from politicians all the way to business folks. And so we send that energy there. So as you're typing names in, we want to pour to those who have gone before. And we say, cool water, freshen our spirits, Ashe. Freshen and consecrate this space for spiritual work, Ashe. Freshen our collective ancestors all together, Ashe. We give praise to Almighty Mother, Father God, Divine Source, and all creation, Ashe. Grant to us peace and prosperity, Ashe. Pour into the energies of the north, where we find our sense of direction, Ashe. Pour into the energy of the south, where we commit to understand who we are and whose we are, Ashe. Pour into the energies of the east, where the rising sun reminds us that today is a new day, that we don't have to drag our yesterdays into the present, Ashe. To the energies of the west, understanding and accepting that even as the moon is rising, it is there to give us light in the darkness along with the stars, Ashe. And finally, adding the last three directions that complete the 7 that we speak of at Infinity Fellowship. The ground below us, may we always be grounded in the vibratory space that reminds us of who we are and where we are, so that when the storm comes, we may bend, but it is better to bend than it is to break. Ashe. To the sky, that open space above us, the place where our dreams are manifest, where we can see them and then bring them into manifest reality. Ashe. And finally, the 7th direction, where all of those directions come together, we call it Grand Central Station. It is a space of the heart. May our hearts, may your heart always be as light as the feather. Ashe. All right. And now we ask that you call aloud the names of those ancestors you want to recognize. As you feel them entering your mind, that means that they are wanting to be recognized. You maybe hear them, maybe you'll hear them thundering outside of your consciousness. And when you hear that thunder, you kind of check on it and you make sure that that is someone that you need to remember as well. So whatever it may be, go ahead and call those names aloud in this moment. Ashe. What age, Carr? Thomas and Bessie Hayes. Queen Mother Catherine Carr. Queen Mother Sue Emerson. Queen Mother Melba Sewell. Queen Mother Dorothy Smith. Queen Mother Sue Emerson. Ancestors who have gone before. All those who have made their way. Send love to them in this space. And for the children in the world, womb and yet unborn, we pour together and we say around the world, Ashe, 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 oh. It is so, and so it is done. We want to say good morning to you. And as we have some practitioners, I think, who have arrived to work with us today, their awareness has been brought into the space here. So we're going to invite everyone here online to say good morning as well. You hear all of the voices coming in. You hear all of the energy in the space today. We're virtual, but we got a few people who are going to be sitting in with us. So we want to say good morning to you. So if you're at home, I'm going to put a slide up on the screen, and that slide that is on the screen is going to give you some beautiful energy that you're going to share with us. It's going to give you an opportunity to generate some gratitude with us in the space. It's real simple. All you have to do is type in the chat box, my name is, and I am grateful for. So my name is, and I am grateful for. All you have to do that. And of course, you have to tell me one thing that you're grateful for, because that's how we do it. As we have our music playing, that music is familiar. It is good morning to you, and all of you should be able to hear it just as I am hearing it now in my ears. Normally we're hearing Lady Kanitha sing it, but in this day and age, in this moment, we're going to sing it around the world. And we're going to sing good morning to you. Good morning to you. Come on. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. And we say da 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 da. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. All right, we're going to bring the music down just a little bit, because I want to say good morning to everybody who's showing up in the stream. Bring it up a little bit more, Kai, just a little bit. I want to get a little bit level on it where I can still groove. There we go. Good morning, Sister Christina Trotter in the house today. Sister Renee Sumby is in the house today. Sister Brother Travis Wyndon is in the house today. Dr. T, good to have you on the mats with us today, my brother. Good to have your brother Tyrell in the house today. Great to have you in the energy today. We are seeing you and you're saying hello. Everybody is greeting each other. Brother Johnny Sadler, Brother Chris, Brother Connie, Sister Connie, we're happy to have you on the mats today. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks, because we got to get some work done. I know you're tuning in there from Mississippi. We got Destiny Muhammad, which means Chris Well is there too. All of our faces are coming up from all over the place. For those of you who are joining us now, especially those who have joined us on X, as you know, we just relaunched X in the place, and we're grateful for you. Sister Tashana is there, grateful for my body being connected and doing what it needs to do. We are absolutely there. Sister Thea is there too. She is getting her body ready for movement, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I got Shakira and CK walked into the house today, just made my day. So we're gonna have some fun with them today. Of course, Sister Alicia is here. Sister Kanitha is here. We got some great practitioners to have some fun with today. And again, this is the early warning to get your yoga mat in order. Brother Johnny Sadler said he is grateful for life, grateful for health, grateful for family, and even grateful for extended family. And we send that love out with you as well. We know that that's important. Family is important for all of y'all. And as things continue to transition, as things continue to change, we want you to always remember that you got family. If you don't have family anywhere else, you got family in this space. Speaking of family, it is time for us to welcome our visitors. I want to say good morning to those of you who may have just flipped on the channel. My name is Jeff Obafemi Carr, and in this space, I go by Rev Jeff. And this is where we welcome you to the Infinity Fellowship. We have a unique way that we like to welcome you. We also like to acknowledge first and foremost that you are not a human being who showed up to have a spiritual experience today. That will happen. Really, it's the other way around. You are a spirit who is navigating the human experience just like the rest of us. And we like to know, let you know rather, that we know the who, what, where, when, and why about you. This may be your first physical time at Infinity, but we do want to say welcome. So we're going to put a slide on the screen that allows us to welcome you in the way that Infinity welcomes you. And on that slide, you see a QR code. And on that QR code, there is a link to a form that will allow us to get a little information and send you a welcome card. And then once we get that welcome card to you, you can bring that in and we'll give you a special gift when you join us in person. And we do have in person on first Sundays. And then this first Sunday in October, we'll have a slide up later because it's our 10-year anniversary. So we want you there. But if you're able, before you go to the mat, we're not on the mats yet, go ahead and scan the QR code so that we can welcome you officially in the way that we do at Infinity Fellowship. You can also do that after service. We'll put that up again later. We like to tell you that we know the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and why. So if you're a first timer, just hold your hands open and receive this. If you're in the space, turn to somebody and put your hands in their direction so that you can say something to them and deliver it to someone there around you. Take a deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Take a look at that awesome person in front of you and repeat after me. I see you. But you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You are a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You're a gift to me and to the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me. I can let you know, if nobody else will, that you are not alone. I'm with you and you are at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, baby. You're so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? I know the real you, and I see you shining today. So welcome to Infinity. Welcome home. I say, oh, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to hold it. Yeah, there it is. Crank it up, crank it up, crank it up. So get your dance on, get your energy in the space ready. Take just a second to look around you. Go ahead and grab your device because after offering time, we're going to start hitting these mats, getting in place in a powerful way. We're going to make sure that we got this energy going. So y'all can go ahead and start loosening up. I'm going to look for my phone because I know it's time for me to do so too. Okay, so we're going to take that energy that we're putting together into place today, and we're going to turn that toward our offertory period. It is offering time at Infinity Fellowship, so let's get our devices ready to go. Let's get them into the consciousness space. We know we're virtual today, so our offering takes place virtually. We can give various ways virtually. We can give via Cash App. It's $ Infinity Fellowship, via PayPal, which is paypal.me/Infinity Fellowship. You can give internationally if you're around the world. For our people who partner with us around the globe, you can give via PayPal using the email address infinitynashville@gmail.com. Don't worry, we got a slide coming up This is an important part of the Infinity Fellowship. It's why we're here. It's how we're able to reach you. Most importantly, though, it is an act of spiritual congruity. It is an act of spiritual alignment, even, that when you tune your frequency to giving, you're saying to the universe, you're saying to the God of your acceptance and understanding, you're saying to the ancestors that I am in the frequency of giving. And therefore, that energy has the opportunity, the gift of giving back to you. If you're operating from a space of lack and fear, you're going to get an abundance of lack and fear. But we know at Infinity Fellowship that when you're tuned to the frequency of giving, that tells the universe, it signals all of those entities out there, all of that energy out there that you see the world through, that you are ready to receive all the great things in abundance and overflowing that are due to you in this side of the living. Not just when it's all over and people have spoken good words over you and then you get the reward. No, you get to live a great life now, a healthy life and a whole life. That is the premise of giving here at Infinity. And we also are able to grow this community to reach so many people in so many places that have found this to be a spiritual home. So take a deep breath with me and a deep release. Another deep breath as we center ourselves. And a deep release. And as we bring our offertory affirmation onto the screen, we're going to say it together. O limitless, abundant Creator, source of everything I possess, you have given me the gifts of life, breath, and creativity. You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference. And so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken. And so it is. Let us say, everything is good. Hey, we can sing that wherever we are in the world. It goes, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. There's the slide on the screen. I'm holding it down for the voices. Everything is good. Help me around the world. Everything is good. Yeah, everything is good. Yeah, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good, and I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good, and I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it good. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it good. Okay, good, y'all. Look, we are ready to go with this thing. So those of you who are at home, we got a few people in the space with us. Today is going to be a great practice. It's not going to be a heavy, hard practice in terms of physicality in the vinyasa space, but it will be a practice that is going to reset and restore you moment to moment. The energy today is going to focus on our solar plexus chakra. So that energy that gives us our willpower, that energy that gives us our light, it's the color yellow. So I got my yellow headband on. We try to match the chakra colors whenever we can, but we invite you to go ahead and clear the space on the floor. I know you probably have already, but it's going to be exciting. Listen, my first timers, yoga is not about pain, never about pain. It's always about listening to your body, tuning into your body. We'll be doing some floor poses today, mostly into some standing posing, into some restorative posing or asanas. And we're going from one asana to the next, after the next, asana after asana. And that symbolizes this month's theme, which is from pieces to prosperity. We had a great 3 Sundays of messages that help you in your spiritual practice. I invite you, especially if you're new today, if you're a first timer at Yoga Sunday, to go back and hit the replay on all of those services. Get the information, get the knowledge, turn it into wisdom that is going to assist you. So, from a spiritual space, take a deep breath and exhale. Our practice begins with a brief download that's centered around today's meditation. And as we bring today's meditation up on the screen, our meditation today comes from who is popularly known as Buddha, in this case, Buddha Siddhartha Gautama, who is the popularized Buddha that we always see the statues of, the story of Siddhartha being enlightened and meditating. We know that it's about fruit. And Buddha reminded us, quote, however many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do if you do not act upon them? What good will they do if you do not act upon them? Take a moment to breathe that in deeply. Close your eyes. And think about what these words mean. As those eyes are closed, we want you to meditate on these thoughts in terms of a download. There are times that we are encouraged to remember scriptural texts, that we are encouraged to remember books, that we are encouraged to remember spiritual proverbs. And together, all of these make up what you call a text. And what the Buddha is saying in this passage of wisdom is that people will get you to remember the text, but if you do not act upon them, then it's useless. It's just an intellectual exercise. So as we move today, I want us to see in our mind's eye the word text, T-E-X-T. Whatever font, whatever size you want to see it in, I want you to think about that. All of what we talked about, all of what we've read, all of what we've studied, all of the rituals that we've learned to do, all of these spiritual and religious accoutrements we have, I want you to put that in the word text. And then I want you to remove the X in text and replace it with an S, so that we go from text to test. The true test of whether the text is manifesting in your life is the fruit that is produced from the action. So today I want you to think about and to meditate on, how do you test those things that you have absorbed through the texts? Those spiritual proverbs, those spiritual teachings, how are they enacted in your life to bear fruit? Inhaling and exhaling. This is the message today that we carry through the body. And we speak that some memory, core memory in our physiological space will connect with a spiritual memory that all is indeed working for the good. This is the physical, the asana, if you will, pose, and the series of poses that make up yoga that allow us to take what is on a piece of paper, the text, and put it to the test on our mats. But the mat is symbolic of the universe. And when we come to the mat, we come to the universe and we say, we are being a yes today. So be a yes today. Even my first timers, even my people who take a little time, your body is different from others. Tune into your body so that we can test the text in a powerful way. And I guarantee you, you're going to pass with flying colors. So it is spoken, so it is received, and so it is. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. And we're going to start at Sukhasana. So as those eyes are closed, take a minute to orient yourself so that you can sit up a little taller on the mat. Place your palms down on the top of your knees if you're in easy pose, if you're sitting on the floor. If you need a little modification, you might want to sit on a block or sit on a pillow or sit on a bolster, something that will give you a little more height if you need to. And then just relax your knees outward and place your palms on top of them. And just begin to slow your breathing. Think of your body as placement, your spine being more of an S and not a C. So we don't want you completely hunched over. We don't want you overarched so that you can't breathe, or that you feel that there is stress in your chest. But open the airway so that the flow can go in through your nostrils, down into your throat, down into your chest, all the way down into your belly. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling. Centering yourself. I want you to put your hands at prayer at heart centered. Press those fingertips together. Press those palms together, press the thumbs together, and just rest the thumbs gently on the center of the chest, on your breastbone there. And set your intention for today's practice, whatever it may be. I'm not here to give it to you. You just decide you might want to be present today. You want to work a certain part of your body, whatever it may be. Set that intention now. Good. Now from this space of centering, go ahead and return the palms back to those knees. We've got some meditative spaces to go to today. We're going to enjoy them. We're just going to wake our body up a little bit, and we're going to start with a part of the body that is often neglected, that holds most of the energy of stress for us, and that is our hips. Our hips and our waist and our chest and our abdomen, all of that. We're just going to do that, and we're going to do this really simply. So I just want you to lie back on your mat, all the way back. Extend your legs to the front. Make sure you got good coverage. Good. Now bend your knees, bring your heels towards your buttocks. And again, if you need a pillow, go ahead and grab a pillow. If you need a block to put next to you, bring a block next to you. Bring your knees together. Bring your ankles together. Take a deep inhale. And on an exhale, remember this position, we're going to come back to it a little later in the practice. From this position, just lower those knees toward the outer edges of the mat, bringing the bottom of the feet together. Bring those heels a little closer to those buttocks if you can, or if you got a towel or a strap, you want to pull them closer, you can. If you want to put a pillow or a block on the outside there of those knees to support them, you can do that, because we're going to be breathing here for just a few minutes. Place one hand on the chest, One hand on the stomach there, on the abdomen, over your belly button, so that you can feel the hand that is on your belly button rising with an inhale and then flattening with an exhale. Good, with an inhale and an exhale. This is the reclined bound angle pose. In Sanskrit, it is Supta Baddha Konasana. That is what our feet are down. And we find that stillness there. And I want you to focus on the breath entering your body. The hand that is on the belly. Feel that hand rise with the inhale as the chest is held still, gently, and then flatten on the exhale. Inhaling, moving the hand. Exhaling, flattening the stomach. Continuing to breathe just like this. This is a position of restoration. It is also a position of relaxation. The opening of the hips provides us an opportunity to let go of those things that become a part of our grounding. So to the extent you can, on exhales, lower those knees even further toward the mat. Provide that opening feeling in the hips. Even as you relax your shoulder blades into the mat, they should be connecting. Spine aligned with the mat as well. Breathing gently, allowing any thoughts or distractions or sounds to just become a part of your breathing with no judgment. Inhaling them and exhaling them. About 1 more minute of Supta Baddha Konasana. Starting from the restorative space, paying attention to the breath. Inhaling, and when you exhale, releasing the tension that is in the hips. To come out of the pose, just move your knees back together and gently just move them, fan them outward a little bit like a butterfly. This is reclined butterfly, just to feel that energy now that is being released from that hip space. And then when you're ready, bring those knees together. And then stretch those legs all the way back out again. All right, we're going to go into another restorative pose in this moment. It's Apanasana. All right, we're going to involve our knees. So we want you to bring your left knee all the way to your chest, wrap your arms around it or your hands around it and pull it tightly as you extend that right leg. Take a deep breath and then exhale, bring it as close as you can to your chest. Simply knees to chest pose. Hold that just for a few breaths. Exhale and release, switch legs. And the opposite leg, bring that knee to the chest. Clasp those fingers around or the towel around. If you want a modification, grab a towel. Wrap it around the front part of the knee and pull it to you. Extend that opposite leg straight on the mat, on the floor. And breathe in. Exhale, bring that knee closer to the chest. We're starting the foundation now. We're starting the foundation by loosening that grounding energy. By doing these floor poses, we're going to move that in a few moments to our standing poses. Exhale, release. Let that knee go all the way back to the floor. Good. Take a deep inhale here. On an exhale, bring both knees up to the chest. This is the fullest realization of the pose. Knees to chest pose. However you need to. If you need some space between your knees, fine. If you can bring your knees together, fine. If you need a strap or a towel to hold them in place, then you can do that as well. If you want to place your hands on your kneecaps to hold them back, you can. If you're able to clasp your fingers together, that wraps your legs together, you can do that as well. Whatever is comfortable for you, knees to chest, and we're going to hold this for a couple of minutes. Breathing in. This pose symbolically releases any negativity and any airflow by sending it outward. Naturally flattens the belly. So each time you have an exhale, you might want to squeeze it just a little bit tighter to see if there's anything left that you can release. Just like in the world, you might want to just check in from time to time to make sure there's anything you're holding on to that you need to release. This is a good time for me to remind you that in yoga there are no urges withheld, as it is said by wise sages out there. So that means that you have to be prepared to be unprepared. So there may be some sounds in this room that I, as a yoga teacher, am used to. There may be some scents in this room that I am a yoga teacher is used to, but you may be at home, which is the benefit of virtual practice. So if your body decides to talk to you and say, thank you for that breakfast this morning, it may express itself. It may express itself through a hiccup, through a belch, through a passing and release of energy in powerful ways. If so, that is not anything to be ashamed about or embarrassed about. It is simply your body saying, I love you. Thank you for putting in a position of release. And your neighbors must recognize this about you as well. Yeah. Yes, we have plenty of time later to light some incense. I'll light some Palo Santo in here in a minute. All right, let's find that position and hold it there. As with yoga, the position does begin, as Iyengar says, and I always quote, when the moment you want to get out of it, that's when the pose truly begins. Good. On an inhale, bring those knees as close as you can. On an exhale, go ahead and stretch those legs all the way back out. Good. Wiggle them a little bit. Release any tension that you may have left in them. And then lift yourself slowly back up to seated pose, to easy pose again. From the seated position, we want you to turn yourself around in the middle of the mat and get into the push-up position. All the way down on your chest. We're going to slowly build this one, y'all. So from this push-up position, I still manage to, let me push back a little bit. From the push-up position, we want to be mindful of form. And so from form today, this is going to be not going to be upward facing dog, because upward facing dog will provide us the opportunity to lift our bodies. We're really going to focus on the front part of our bodies. So that's going to be cobra. So if you think about the cobra and how it rises and fans its head, we're going to do the same thing. So to get into cobra properly, first off, I want you to just lift your feet off the ground so that your knees are there and then pretty much together or slightly separate. And I want you to point your toes toward the back of the room and then lower them to the floor and rest on the top of your feet. Good. You can bring your chest all the way to the mat, lift your chin slightly. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, directly underneath your shoulders. Pay attention to your elbows, because sometimes we do elbows, we want to put them out. We really want to pull our elbows close to the body. Looking at our vision, or putting our drishti, as we say in Sanskrit, our vision, our gaze. Drishti means gaze. As we're looking up toward the front of the mat or toward the floor, we're actually just going to lift our chest and look up toward the sky. There it is. Now don't lift all the way to the stomach, because then we're going to start going into upward facing dog. We're just going to press up our chest, lift our crowns of our heads, and look up toward the ceiling. Yes, indeed. Lift our chest as much as possible. We're going to point our feet so that they are in alignment with our legs, perfectly parallel. Awesome. That's it. To the extent to which you can go. We're not going to go to full upward facing dog. Upward facing dog, we would lift all our navel and everything all the way up, straighten our arms completely. We just want to lift that chest, roll those shoulders back, lift that chin and look up toward the sky. And we're going to breathe deeply in this position. Cobra. As with any pose in yoga, if you need to take a break, take a break. We want to focus on getting that energy from above, inhaling it, bringing it down through our chest. As we lift a little higher off with our elbows tucked in, sending that energy through our spine. The energy of cobra, it's called cobra not just because the pose mimics cobra, but it is serpentine energy. Serpentine energy in an ancient sense. Serpentine energy is the energy that connects what we call our kundalini, what we call that solar energy from the crown of our head, traveling all the way down our spine. So Earth, Wind, and Fire said the morning glory tells a story all about the serpentine fire. We ignite this ability to stay in touch with nature by awakening the spine through the cobra position. And as you can bring those shoulder blades together, as you press up, find the position of holding, and we will continue to breathe in cobra. Cobra seems a little easy. It can be deceptive, though, once you get to it. Pressing those palms down into the mat assists as you roll those shoulders back and bring those elbows in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release to the mat. Inhale, come up to all fours. Let's just take advantage of a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, drop that navel toward the floor. Send those shoulders back, look up toward the sky. Exhale, round that back, draw that navel in. Inhale, opposite direction. Exhale, the opposite. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, come to neutral. Move those knees to the outer edges of the mat. Lift those toes, point them toward the back of the room. Bring those big toes together. Press back, sit in child's pose. As you sit into child's pose, you can bring a pillow or a block to rest your head on. Put a pillow on your chest if you need to, or a block or a bolster on your chest as you need to. But just enjoy the benefits of child's pose. We're doing a great job here. As with this practice and any other practice, if you make it something that you do daily, you can just spend a breath in each pose. You can spend 3 breaths in each pose. You can spend 5 minutes in each pose. Whatever you decide to do, it activates your body. We're activating that energy of the solar plexus. That energy called Manipura. We're going to make child's pose active, so I ask that you reach forward on the mat as far as you can, even as you sit back deeper on your heels, creating that stretch feeling, reaching forward and yet sitting back. Elongating that spine, spreading those fingertips apart and driving the palms of your hands down into the mats. Feeling each one of the knuckles on the palm, pressing into the mat as you sit back deeper, now releasing that energy in your hip, now feeling the elongation of the spine, and now breathing from your fingertips all the way into the latimus muscles under your arms, under your sides, all the way down into your hips. Big inhales and even bigger exhales. 3 rounds of breath with this new activation and awareness. Good. From this space of awareness, now activating the body, preparing the body for a brief chaturanga or a brief flow to standing. And by doing that, we're going to bring our knees in closer to the sides of our bodies. We're going to move our feet to the outer edges of the mat. Excellent. We're going to lift those feet up off the mat and we're going to tuck those toes into the mat instead of point them toward the back of the room. And then we're going to push back as we bring our chest toward our knees. We're going to raise our hips in the sky, straighten our knees into downward facing dog. Good. We're going to give a good adjustment for downward facing dog as well. We're going to lift up, raise up on our tippy toes, and then bend our knees. And as we bend our knees, we're going to arch our back. Arch our back to send our buttocks upward toward the sky. We're going to get that pyramid. Now lower your chest closer to your knees. Good. And on an inhale, feel it. On an exhale, keep that same feeling in your lower back, but now straighten the knees. Take those knees back. Good. Excellent. Okay, you're looking good. And then lower those knees, lower those ankles toward the floor if you can. That gives you the pyramid. That gives you the pyramid. And the pyramid gives you the strength so that you're not relying on your arms. You're relying on your hips. And there it is, perfectly straight. Big inhale. Exhale, look to the front of your mat. Step, jump, or float forward with your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it all the way to a forward fold, releasing the tension in the lumbar spine. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing and reach to the sky. Extended mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Cannot resist. We're going to give us 3 ohms here. Om. That's how they're going to sound. We're going to vibrate the universe together. So take a deep inhale. Exhale, Om. Inhale. Exhale, Om. Inhale. Exhale on. And just an inhale and an exhale here. Bring those hands down to the side. This is actually a pose in itself, Tadasana, so don't lose it by just saying, well, I'm just going to stand here. No, let's activate it. Let's activate it. Lift those toes up, point them toward the ceiling so that you can feel the inside and outside of the balls of your feet, the front part of your feet, the inside and outside of your ankles. Those are the 4 corners. We want to really focus on being true north. So let's turn our feet so that they face like 12 o'clock as opposed to 2 and 10, or I don't know what that would be if we make it slew footed, pigeon toe, whatever it may be. But we want to fit them directly forward. Comfortable distance apart. Some people bring their feet closer together, some ankle distance apart, or some waist difference apart, hips different distance apart, whatever it may be for you that's comfortable. Get that. Keep those toes lifted so that we can feel the grounding of those feet. Lift up those thighs. Lift those kneecaps up towards your hips so that we activate those thighs now. Even though you're going to release a little tension in the knees, so don't lock the knees out. Just lift the kneecaps to activate those quad muscles and those hamstrings. Now, you've got the 4 corners in, so I want you to, as much as you can, without lifting those feet, I want you to turn your shins inward. Turn everything inward, your thighs, everything. Turn it inward, but keep the feet locked. You're starting to feel the activation now in the hips and the glutes. Good. Lift that navel up and in toward the spine. Open the chest and then drop those shoulder blades toward the ground as if there's syrup on your shoulder blades that is flowing down your back. Lifting the chin slightly, a perfect posture. Spreading those toes now, and now grinding them into the mat. Ta-da, Tadasana. See? Tadasana, mountain pose. This is a pose of stability. If you're ever facing a situation where you might feel unstable or unsure, you're going into a meeting at work, you're going into a speaking engagement, you're going to a gig, and you're feeling not that confident, listen, ground yourself in mountain. Mountain pose is a stabilizing pose. It is a pose of confidence, it's a pose of reassurance. And this pose called Tadasana will steady you. It will correct your posture. It will open your lower region here in your belly here with the sacral chakra, with the solar plexus chakra, with Manipura. It will open it up so that you can now be activated to be stable, to be strong. The mountain in nature is the strongest structure that you can ever find. If you don't believe it, observe any construction site. If they're dumping gravel, if they're dumping dirt, it naturally falls into a what? Into a pyramid. Wide at the bottom, stable at the top. The ancients built the pyramids based on the shape of the mountain because they knew that it was the most stable structure. So when you take mountain pose, Tadasana, Tad mountain asana pose, you are stabilizing and reconnecting with all the things that you are. Let's take 3 good deep breaths in Tadasana. Good. Now, step to the front of your mat. Retake, if you're not there, retake that same pose, if you will. And we're just going to extend it. So get that same energy of stability and then lift the hands toward the ceiling. Look between the hands. And work on getting the biceps as close to you in alignment with your ears as possible. Looking good, looking awesome, looking awesome. Looking awesome, looking awesome, looking awesome. From this pace, inhale. You can stretch back if you'd like to put a back bend in it. Exhale, bring the palms together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, palms together at heart center. Inhale, reach. Hands together at palm center. Okay. Just stay there and breathe with the hands together at palm center. That's also Tadasana too. It's also focus. Also a good thing to do in the morning when you're looking at yourself. You remind yourself how good you look. How beautiful and how handsome you are. How strong you are. You're just looking at him and you say, I just love you, because you're a defined reflection of all creation. You're just manifesting the image of God living here. That's that energy that you're feeling there. But we're going to do this from here to Virabhadrasana 1, which is Warrior 1. And we're going to do this simply by reaching up to extended mountain pose, stepping that right foot all the way back. Go ahead and drop the arms if you need to, so check in. Place your arms on your hips so you make sure that your hips are square with the front of the room and that front knee is bent. When that front knee is bent, that forward foot is still at, you're going to feel it starting to loosen up, right? It's going to open you up and you can feel the tightness, but that's good. You checked in with your body and that's what's important. So that front foot is facing forward. True north, 12 o'clock, same principles that we worked on in Tadasana. So the four corners of the foot are driving into the mat, giving you stability. Now here's the trick. For extra stability, make sure that your kneecap or your knee is directly in alignment with your ankle so that it's not overextended. And if you need to widen your stance, by all means, widen your stance. If you need to shorten your stance, which means just to bring your legs together more. Now your back foot, your leg is straight. Your back foot is not at 12 o'clock. That's a lunge. We're going to work on that. It's not in alignment with the back edge of the mat either, but it's at a 45-degree angle. There we go. So bring your toes to me. Keep the heel down. There we go. Everybody's looking good. We've got that. So for an experiment, we are now finding that core stability. Hips squared with the front of the mat. Knee directly over our ankle. Now here's what I want you to do. Just briefly move forward so that your knee goes beyond your ankle. You starting to feel the stress there? Now you're starting to feel it back. It's like, oh, I'm working. Now bring it back to an alignment. And there you go. If you need to at this point, I've got long legs, so sometimes I have to broaden my stance. If I'm here, I'm not working that hard, but every stance in yoga is a good stance when it's comfortable for you. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to tighten it up even more. Knee directly over the ankle. We're going to activate that back leg because yoga is about tension in both directions. And that contracting gives you core stability. So as you are there, we want you to lift your kneecap towards your hip on your back leg. Lift your kneecap up. When you give that prompt, what you do is you engage your quad. So if you imagine lifting your kneecap up, just psychologically, you're going to make this quad muscle get activated there. And from that point, raise your hands toward the ceiling. Look up. That's Warrior 1. Look between the hands and breathe. We want to get some good core stabilizing solar plexus energy coming in from Warrior 1. And if you imagine that there's a golden light that is entering from the sun, this would be part of a sun salutation. We would open up to the sun energy would enter into our bodies through our arms, down into our lower bodies, all the way to the ground. On the inhale, on the exhale, we would return it, completing the divine cycle. Big inhale. You can send those thumbs toward the back of the room. Big exhale, hands back to heart center. Good. Now we know what to do. Now we just mimic it on the exact same side. Inhale, drop that left leg or the opposite leg back. Bring those hands back up. If you need to check your body first, of course, check that waist with those hands. Check the feet position the same way. Engage that quad on that left leg so that it is perfectly straight and not bent. And again, for the experiment on this side of the body, on that back leg, go ahead and bend your knee. Okay, see what's happening? Now it's like you're like, whoa, but straighten the leg. Now you have the stability. So you see where the balance comes into play. And people think, oh, my leg is weak, I'm bending. No, because you're not trying to do a lunge. The core stability that comes in warrior is how yoga is revealed. Warrior is about stability first. And then the recognition that the divine flows through you, which comes through the lifting of the arms. Inhale and exhale in that position. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana, named after the warrior Virabhad. In the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, story told that the warrior had to face unbelievable circumstances, which included not only being a great warrior, but having to fight his very own family. And so he did not know what to do. So he consults with the God essence known as Krishna, who then reveals these yoga poses and the need to be still first and foremost. Be still, be humble, find stability. Good. One more deep breath. Inhale, send those thumbs toward the back of the room. Exhale, hands to heart center. Going right into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Step that right foot back or that first foot back. Reach up, breathe. Facing the front of the room. On the exhale, drop that back hand toward the back of the room. Straighten those arms. Reach toward the front of the room with that front hand and then gaze out over the middle finger. Sometimes when we're doing power yoga, depending on your instructor, people will say, man, we're doing so many of these poses all together, then we hit the floor and it's hard. But then when you find one pose and you just have to stay in it, that's kind of hard too. And that's like, well, okay. Well, it's yoga. That's what we get. Same principles everywhere else. 4 balls of the feet there, driving in. Knee directly over the ankle. Same principle. Engage that back leg, only this time the chest is open. Turn the head to look over the middle finger. Make sure the arms are parallel and that you can feel this. You can feel the front arm being pulled forward as the back arm is being pulled back. And we're breathing. Good, and we're breathing. May I adjust this? Yes, opening the chest. Yes, there it is. That's Warrior 2. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to Warrior 1. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. Looking good, feeling good. Everybody all right? Good, we're gonna take that next left leg back now. Inhale up, Warrior 1. Exhale, drop it to the opposite side. Turn that chest open to that left side in this case. And then turn the head to look directly out over the middle finger. Good, breathing. Fight the urge to do the odd dude in the gym breathing. You know, you go to the gym, this guy, no, don't do that. That's not gonna help you. Just breathe in, send it back through. And that's gonna open it. That's gonna be great. Yes, I'm feeling it. It's coming through. Feeling good, y'all. Feeling good. Okay, inhale and exhale. Feel that tension going backward and forward. Good. Inhale up in warrior one. Exhale back to the center. All right, good. Now we're going to add to this triangle. So if you got a block, it's good to get a block or a book or something kind of close to you. Go ahead and bring that near you because sometimes you may need this if you can go down. We're going to place it just in the middle of the mat near the front. We'll put this eventually on the inside of the ankle if we need to. It's going to be fine. Take your time with this because we're going to move through this gently, okay? So with that block somewhere in the middle of you, take an inhale, reach extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands are heart center. We're going to put a little vinyasa, just a little flow in this. Inhale, step back into warrior one. Exhale into warrior two. From warrior two, we're going to inhale and we're going to move that knee back to straighten that front knee. All right, there we go. Now we're just going to tip the teapot in a minute. So look for your block, make sure you know where it is. With your arms parallel, we're just going to reach our torsos forward. Reach forward until you can't bend anymore. And when you can't bend anymore, just slightly tip that left hand toward the mat and bring that right hand toward the sky and rest on the block. You can also rest on the knee. If you need to rest on the knee, you can rest on the thigh or the shin and reach that hand up toward the sky. And if you want to go for an advanced move, go ahead and turn your head to look up by your palm. Good. You can press into my hand to open the chest. Feel the chest opening. Yes. Good. You can also, as Alicia is demonstrating, bring that hand down to the small of your back. And that too is the same. And for more opening, press this arm against my hand. Feel it open in the chest. Good. Press this arm against my hand. Feel it open in the chest. Good. Press against my hand. Good. Feel it open the chest. Good. Press against my hand. Feel it open the chest. Yes. That's going to open your solar plexus chakra. It's also going to open your heart. It's going to open your chest. It's going to open everything. Good. 2 more deep breaths there. I know I heard somebody say, can we hold this for 10 minutes? I'm like, maybe I'll just a few more deep breaths. We'll be all right. I think it was Lady Kenitha, maybe Q, I don't know. I think it was Charlie, I don't know. Somebody. Big inhale. Exhale, come back up to warrior two. Good. Inhale back to warrior one. Exhale back to the front of the mat. Extended mountain pose. Good. Inhale, opposite side. Take it back now. Reach up, warrior one. Exhale down to warrior two. Looking good, feeling good, y'all, all over the world. Inhale, pull that knee back, straighten that front leg. Exhale, reach that body forward and then tip it over to the opposite side. And again, hands on the knee, hands on the block, hands behind the back. Look up if you're able. You're going to feel that stretch in that hamstring on that front leg. Again, don't feel like you have to overextend. If you want to, you can go on the wall and do this with your back against the wall because that gives you some stability there. You can't really see it, but if you want, you can lower your back against the wall. You can go to it. It will give you a place to align your back, and you can reach up the wall. Some of you might want to try that at home. Go ahead. Three more deep breaths in this position. You can also, as a modification, just place that hand on that hip as well. That is also a modification of triangle pose. Pietra, triangle, asana. Big inhale and an exhale here. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And exhale. Inhale, come back up to warrior one. And then just for the fun of it, exhale, take it all the way to the floor. Lower yourself down, and we're going to do a vinyasa. Come forward into upward facing dog. Then exhale into child's pose. Give your body some love. Somebody said child's pose like they were in church. I thought I heard an organ play. Child's pose. Yeah. Into child's pose. We're just going to get 3 or 4 breaths here in child's pose, and then we'll turn around and complete the practice in a powerful way. Only got a couple of pages of practices, poses left. Okay, take an exhale and just come to all fours. Then turn yourself around however you're able to come to a seated position, seated. And this time in the seated position, we want to sit on your sit bones with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Yes, there we go, awesome. We're gonna do the boat position, or floor bow, whatever you want to say it's going to be. But we're going to raise up on our sit bones. So one of the ways that we're going to get on our sit bones is we're just going to reach back behind us. You know, our advanced yogis know how to do that. Keep reaching back behind you. You can have your strap or your towel near you if you need, until you can reach that spot that is good on your sit bones to hold yourself. And at that point, lift your feet off the mat. You can keep your hands at your sides if you need to at that point. And just raise those legs off the mat. And you can hold that there. If you want to be advanced, you can lift the hands and bring them by your knees. I love it. You can also get a strap. You can also hold yourself behind your knees on your thighs. If you want to really be advanced, you can point those toes toward the front of the room. Straighten the legs and hold them. And make sure you're not overarching yourself forward, but you're trying to keep a straight back as you find that sweet spot on the sit bones. Good. And you can, again, support that. You can hold the front of the knees there. You can hold behind the knees. You can take a strap and place them there. Place a strap on the balls of your feet. Whatever may be comfortable, go ahead and do that. And Kamari has given us various angles, so I know. All right. Lower your feet to the floor for a second. Take a break. We're going to come back up. We're going to strengthen that area. We could do 50 crunches, feel the burn. No, that's power yoga. We're getting our meditative, restorative space on. Okay, find the position once again now. Lower yourself back so that you're resting on your sit bones. Once you find that position of stillness, whatever it may be, find it and hold it. I love it. Oh, I love it. I'm giving it to myself. Whoever we need, we got it. And exhale to the floor. Good. Keeping that block somewhere close by in case you need it. We're going to lie all the way back. Bend our knees, bring our feet to the butt toward our buttocks like we had at first when we went into reclined butterfly. And this time we're just going to go up into the bridge position. If you need a little assistance on supported bridge, by all means, take a block or a pillow and put it at the lower part of the back, right by the sacrum, the tailbone, in a great place where it's not hurting, but it is helping. And we're simply going to reach those hands to the sides, reach them forward toward our heels, and then we're going to lift our hips toward the ceiling as if I have a fish hook in your navel. So inhale, lift it up. Good, and that is the bridge position. And if you'd like, you can put a block under you, underneath your hips if you want to help you hold it, to sit on it for a while. You can adjust it as you need to. We'll just be here for a few breaths. If you want, you can keep your hands flat on the mat by your ankles if you're able to get them there. If not, you can bring your hands together under your body in a prayer position. Various mudras there, sending energy forward, clasping the fingers, pointing the sole fingers forward. You can also, some people like to, if they have flexibility, grab and hold their ankles. But either way, once your chin is square on your chest and your chest is touching there, do not move your head from side to side. Keep it straight. Inhaling and exhaling in the bridge position. Inhaling and exhaling. Finding the space of relaxation. This is the final pose before we go into Shavasana and receive today's affirmation. So pleased that you are here, bridging the gap. The bridge pose opens us up to the willpower that exists in that area that is below our rib cage. That area of our Manipura chakra, so known as the solar plexus, is the energy of the will, the golden energy of the will. May your will always be strong to do what you need to do to move from the text to the true test that you will pass with flying colors. Continuing the inhale and the exhale. Now on an inhale, raise those hips even higher, come off the block, move it from under you if you have it under you. On the exhale, release to the floor. Go ahead and extend those legs, extend those hands to the side. And you've reached the position of Shavasana, corpse pose. Corpse pose in the facility here, I'm going to, as we love to do, we love to smudge, put a little scent into the air. For those of you who are getting into Shavasana, get into the Shavasana that you love to get into. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you want to get a blanket, cover yourself, do that. If you want to get a pillow and put it under your knees, do that. Whatever's going to be comfortable for you. You'll be here for a few minutes as we wrap the practice. So we want you to absorb the energy. Absorb the reclamation of your body. Absorb the alignment of your action with your words. and absorb the commitment that you made to take care of yourself today and congratulate yourself. We gently add some sound into the space as well for alignment. Transformation, personal power, confidence, bring awareness to the area of your social or your solar plexus just above your navel. Visualizing on the inhale a bright, golden yellow light radiating from this place. With each inhale and exhale, the light grows stronger. The light grows brighter. I am confident. I am strong. I am empowered. Silently in your consciousness, repeat those. I am confident. I am strong. I am empowered. Focusing on the warmth and energy in your solar plexus, feeling it expand and energizing your entire being. I am confident. I am strong. I am empowered. Now begin to awaken yourself from this state of consciousness to prepare for the next, which is awareness, wiggling those toes back and forth a little bit, wiggling those fingers and moving those legs. Good. Rolling over to one side and just holding yourself in the fetal position for a moment there. It is good and blessed to be able to restore again and to be able to be here together and connected. From that position, press yourself back up to seating. From that seated position, go ahead and put your hands at heart center. Recognize and give thanks in this moment for the connectivity through the practice, through the learning, through the practice, through the things that we have gathered, through the resetting of our bodies in alignment with our mind and our spirit as we move from pieces to prosperity. So it is spoken, so it is received, and so it is. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. And I'm grateful that you all have joined us in this practice today and gifted me with the ability to lead and guide it As we say in Sanskrit, namaste. 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 All right. So those of you who are at home in the place today, we've had a good one. We've had a great one today. Our energy is powerful today. We are grateful that you are with us as Smooch takes out our internet music. Listen, we want to, bring it under. I'm going to groove a little bit to that because I got an announcement as we move our way through this next part. This is great. Those of you who have been with us for a while, we want to celebrate with you. We want to remind you of two things. First, next Sunday is Fifth Sunday. That's going to be a fireside chat. We're going to have a final conversation on the gift of auto maintenance. Not the gift of auto maintenance, but the gift of auto maintenance. You got to show up next week to see it. Tune in online, exclusively online. Then the first Sunday in October, we celebrate 10 years of existence. So I'm going to invite you to join us in person. And look, it's going to be so big, we can't hold it here. We can't hold it here at the Infinity Center. So we are now holding it at the Lighthouse on the Lake, which is on Saunders Ferry Road, 333 Saunders Ferry Road, I do believe, in Goodlettsville, Hendersonville, Tennessee. And that's like 10, 15 minutes up the road from Infinity. Listen, get your friends, get your family, get in town if you can. It's going to be a 10-year celebration you do not want to miss. We can't wait to welcome you to Infinity. And listen, we want you to join us here whenever you can. Share this broadcast with somebody. Hit the like, the thumbs up, the subscribe. If you enjoyed the practice, let us know in the chat as we're moving the broadcast through to its ending today. Say hello to somebody, speak a blessing on somebody. This has been Reverend Jeff Obafemi Carr. On behalf of the Infinity Fellowship, we say we love you guys. That's a fact you cannot change. All heads bowed and all hearts open. We speak that the love of God, of your acceptance and understanding, the peace of the ancestors, the wisdom of the cosmos, rest, rule, rock, and abide with you henceforth, now and forevermore. We say together, Amen, Amen, Hotep, Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. It is done. We'll see you next week online, y'all. Yoo-hoo, Ashe. Oh.